Welcome back. Let's play some 10-minute games here on Shogi Wars. Good luck. Today's quote, it's actually not a Shogi proverb. It's just a general life advice. Look at others' behavior and correct or change your own. So, one might note that on many occasions, I wish my opponent good luck. This is a Western style greeting, and I say that this is a reasonable thing to do as I'm a Western player, right? Yes, there are Japanese words to express a greeting, and there's a lot for me to learn. So, before I use such language, I'd like to better understand it. Perhaps I could put in more study on my part. But I'm not going to echo something if I don't understand it, right? I'd like to be responsible for what I say and understand. And not go parroting something if I don't understand it. This is an interesting position. So the king is right here. There is an advice about not blocking your rook or bishop, but I want to get this pawn out of the way right now, so that in the future I don't have this problem. Okay, this is crazy. This is exciting. So there's another proverb about drawing the pieces forward to make them easier to attack. I keep delaying moving this silver because this diagonal is closed, and this opponent keeps moving this silver because they think they can open it once I move this silver. So, tense situation all around there. We'll see how many proverbs we can break today. But yeah, I think a Western-style greeting is fine. If it's say what you mean and mean what you say, right? So, I shouldn't belabor that point. But yeah, there's a great many things, both the international community as well as a Japanese playing community would do. And the better educated you are about what all the communities do, the more informed your decisions can be. Alright, so they're threatening to try to take this pawn. And I'm going to challenge that. Wow. Well, this isn't going how I expected, but maybe that's fine. Here goes nothing. But yeah, I think the most successful players are those who take advice from anyone and
7
every,
分。
well, who are willing to hear advice and make their own judgments, but make sound judgments. Okay, I activate my rook. My bishop is blocked temporarily, but that's fine. I'm not sure if I'm going to do rook takes bishop or not. I don't think I will, but like my rook's not doing anything on this file either. So I move it. But yeah, even though circumstances are not perfect, there are many people willing to collaborate and listen and work toward a better future for all of us. So, do your best. Learn from your games, take others' advice, and so forth. With chess, I've been a slow learner. Chess is a hard game. Shogi is a harder game. There's so many things to learn. But do we find this exciting or intimidating? I don't know. I don't want to give the knight, but I don't seem to have much... Oh, gold takes is possible. Gold takes looks nice. Yeah. Hmm. And then we put the horse in our own camp, and if we had a dragon, it would go on the top of the board, but I ain't got no dragon. On the bright side, I'm soon to be aiming at my opponent's king, or so I hope. I keep delaying moving these pieces because, like, rook drop on the back rank is hard to meet.
5分
This threatens my pawn. Wait a second. I think no. Yeah. I see a tactic. Now if rook drop, I can move this gold over to snare the rook. And if I've missed some other rook drop, I just run the bishop away or do something. And it's fine. There's a weakness in the opponent's camp, which means I won't be stuck looking for moves here. Finding moves won't be that hard. I'm not the sharpest spoon in the drawer, but I can find good moves. I've just trapped my own bishop. Like I was saying, not the sharpest spoon out there. Check. I saw that coming, but I think now I back up again. Yeah. And I retreat a third time. Oh, this is a weakness here. Do I take the knight? It's not the worst idea. I think I do. Let's try it. But yeah, I think the idea of, like, I don't know, there's many things that could be done better. Nothing's perfect. But at the same time, we need to celebrate the things that are good and try to make them better. So, like, if you're playing a game and you're playing without a plan, or otherwise, like, not respecting yourself or not respecting your opponent, that's not a good situation. There are other proverbs out there. There's general life advice kind of proverbs, which also sounded interesting. And I haven't listed those in the bot just yet, but it could come soon too. I don't know. But yeah, there's one that says, I mean, this is common sense morality stuff about, like, respecting even your enemies. That even if something or someone just is not cooperating with you, still endure to make the best of that situation. So, like, civilization is about people coming together, making the best of situations as they arise. I guess that is kind of deep. But yeah, the better you collaborate with folks, and collaboration's kind of integral to all that, the better your opportunities to succeed are. I did start a podcast. I think I'll be trying to do it monthly. The idea would just be to get my thoughts out there about, I don't know,
2分30秒
about everything. Everything is a lot of topics, but I have a lot of thoughts, so maybe it'll be fine.
2分
This is a sharp game, isn't it? That's a good night drop. I probably should have retreated my rook when I had the chance, but I was afraid they might drop a gold. Um, They don't have a knight in hand. A knight would allow them to plow into my position.
1分
Uh,
30秒。
that's clever. Yeah, the pawn drops are strong for starting an attack. I don't want to give my dragon to a fork here, so I'm just going to run. I'd like to drop... Well, it's not going to help. Running up the board is too risky. Although often it's the right thing to do. Here it's not. I don't think that's right. I think they had better ways to approach my king.
1分。
Yeah, I'm thinking, okay. It's tricky. It's so tricky.
30秒。
At least we've given the opponent something to consider. They've returned the
20
favor,
秒。
of course. Um, hmm. Alright. Well played. I goofed. Tough game. But yeah, as I see it, like... Yeah, thanks for the game. As I see it, like, this notion of giving up on a game mid-game, good luck, doesn't seem to respect oneself as much as other things could. So it's best to play with ambition and hope, as I see it. And yeah, everybody's got their shortcomings. We've all seen and we all know what mine are. But I still play to try to win each game. If things aren't going my way, I don't give up. Even if it's quite challenging to play on. Okay, let's advance this. Yeah, I'm stumped as to what... Oh, I should have opened this bishop's diagonal. Maybe. Let's do it now. So, I'm finding opportunity here. This is sharp. Yeah. Let's attack. So obviously I need to study more. However, this is still interesting. I could trap my rook, but I think that's fine. If I get the gold, how might this proceed? I could just drop the rook back one, but that's less ambitious. If I move this over, rook takes gold, silver takes, knight up, they defend this somehow. Alright, we're gonna learn from this. It's gonna hurt, but I think it'll be okay. I feel as if there is something here. So, yes, we agree on generally speaking what relative values of pieces are. I don't observe those values as much as others might, maybe. Um, but I'm always looking for ways to push the envelope on this and try to find something new and exciting. So both of these pawns are weak. Oh, the silver can protect two pawns. That's a pretty normal shape. Okay. If knight takes, silver takes. If I fork, there's still chances here. Let's try this. But yeah, there's um even if you've played not your best, even if like you tried to do your best and somehow it just didn't come out right, um it just bewilders me that you'd say like good game by my opponent. I don't understand what that means. If you did your best, you did your best. If you didn't, you didn't. It's only possible to do your best. If I retreat, they're going to drop more pieces. I'm going to be in more pain. I'm just going to take this. Okay, that looks scary. Other things can look scary too.
7分。
Um, I guess I do need to take this. I didn't think I did, but the more I look at it, this looks pretty desperate for me, so I need to respond. Or it looks urgent, rather. Um, Obviously, they have a knight drop here. And the rook covers the second rank, so this looks like a lot of trouble for me. With like knight drop, silver drop, I don't know. But I think I have a lot of chances here too. This king could be better defended if it could make it into the corner. If I move... No. Hmm. If I move the gold up, I'm not threatening mate. Oh, hang on. I could block the 5/5 square with a knight. 5/5 square. 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 5/5 squ That's a very chess type of move to interfere with the opponent's direct plan of, like, they want to promote the bishop. So actually, they might promote it here instead of taking the lance. So I cut the diagonal. Yeah, this is my style of play where the opponent clearly signals they want to do something, and then I signal back that, nope, let's do something different. That's kind of my way. Okay, I could do gold takes pawn. They take here. Not seeing a checkmate. Let's try this. Silver is not mate. Not yet. If I bring this silver forward, I mean, if I don't, I'm kind of cooked, right? It seems it's like the candidate move here. So let's do that.
5分。
Right. I gave them a bishop. Um, okay. My king is somewhat safer now, but I did give the opponent a bishop. I could drop a silver before I move the knight. I could move the knight instead. They'll react to... Oh. How do they react to that? I don't know. I think the silver drop is faster overall. Wait, no, if I hit this and then I hit the rook with the pawn, that's even faster. Let's try this. So there is a proverb about not being afraid to sacrifice a rook or a bishop. I ended up exchanging pieces in a way that amounted to sacrificing one such piece. Geez, this is sharp. Okay, I will keep the tempo. But now I've committed this to the board, so I can't choose where to drop that because it's already dropped. Yep. I block both bishops with one pawn. Yeah, if a piece is immobile, it does not have its full value just yet. So relative piece values change depending upon the position.
3分。
If a rook is blocked, it does not have its full value. Pieces that are not blocked can make use of their full value. Am I missing something? I don't know. Let's find out. That's brink mate. I'm threatening mate on the next move. Gold over might be able to deal with this, but it might not. Ah, right. I forgot that exists.
2分30秒。
I thought my rook could take this right away. That's not how the pieces move. Um,
2分。
okay, I will pin this silver. Some threatening to take it next, and then silver drop mate. If they defend, then I can bring this up and win a silver. But their king escapes. Actually, if they bring this over, I take the silver anyway. I was thinking gold drop here. In which case, I can't take the silver. I could take the gold. Oh, and then drop a gold to lure the king forward. That's interesting. It's complicated. Yeah.
1分30秒。
Is my king safe? I think so. Let's find out. How safe is my king?
1分。
Thanks for the game. 2 down, 1 to go. The other thing I'm reflecting on, good luck, is that this format is challenging. And I do review many, but not all, of my games off stream here. I continue to recommend use of 81 Dojo. And 81 Dojo recommends best practices for post-game analysis and how you can learn through post-game analysis by asking a human opponent questions. I know when I was first starting with Shogi, I was hesitant to reach out and contact human opponents, and like everything about that was new and challenging. Um, so yeah, I was quite hesitant to play with humans, to ask humans for ideas and so forth. It is cool how the Proverb bot has many useful pieces of advice. They all seem to be sourced from one original translation. And I wonder if there's a better source for some of these things. Um, hmm. This position looks terrible. I want to activate my rook here. I see. I forget if I've permissioned that to only certain people to add. Or if that's just like some, I don't know. I think the original idea behind that bot um, having that command. Again, this is Phantom Bot. I didn't code it. I'm inheriting something somebody else made. Is that when a viewer or a streamer says something funny, it could be added as a quote. And I've reappropriated that to be able to hold more traditional proverbs. Um, I mean, Phantom Bot is open or free software. People say open source to mean a lot of things, but free software is the term for stuff that the author gives permission to redistribute and so forth. So yeah, the source code is available. I could change the source code, but why mess with something that works? So yeah, I took this quote mechanism and just used it to catalog quotes, even though it's not what the original designer or the bot had in mind. It certainly works for that purpose. But then there's permissions on everything in that system, and I don't know how it all works, actually. Wait, hang on. This looks like a beautiful square for a pawn. So about this without time and clock, the game is lost. I started to reflect on how this format is brutal. And perhaps my mistake is using this website. So maybe by the time I get to 500, even if I even make it there, we'll change everything about how I do this. If it's even doable. Or maybe I just stop. I don't know.
7分、
Yeah. You think it's their fault? Interesting. I'm not sure it's any one person's fault. It's just this is how the internet works. This is how popularity systems work. If I take this right away, then I do get to drop the gold. Let's try this. This is probably a game-losing move, but what can you do? So we're gonna promoting the pawn loses the pawn. I'm so good at this game. We'll find something somehow here, or I'm just gonna lose. I can't keep track of everything. I am somewhat amused that I've made it this far. That, like, I've just generally observed what these proverbs are. I've done some checkmate practice, I've done some opening practice, but obviously everybody else has taken a different approach versus the approach I've taken. I don't know what to do. I could take the knight. A knight is a knight. I could promote this first and then take the knight to get a tempo. It's not a... It looks ridiculous, but I don't think it's ridiculous. It's a choice between do I get the lance or a tempo? Well, they're Fugura. I don't want to give them a pawn. They're going to get this pawn, probably. Okay, we need to evict this bishop. Not what I expected. Alright, so
5
now
分、
what? Oh, now I could just promote. Okay. Yeah, sometimes I can have my cake and eat it too. That clears way for the knight to move. The knight's not going very far. Should I remove the knight before it has that chance, or should I try to activate my rook? We're going to remove the knight and regret it later. But later is later. Okay, let's imagine that this is okay somehow. No, they've been telegraphing this. I'm aware. They get a silver general in hand. They can even use the silver to fork my rook and gold. And I'm just going to be okay with that somehow. Well, somehow that, like, I get a silver, basically, if they do that. But they get my knight. Maybe I take the bishop instead. But anyway, that's not where we ended up. Hmm.
3分、
Well, I guess I'm dropping back here. This looks ridiculous, but if tactics suggest doing something, to some extent I need to follow what the tactics suggest.
2分30秒。
Let's see. Also, like, the T thing is something that's actually not in the quote system. It's added every time afterward, just by the way I'm formatting it. I'm gonna run away. Oh, they could take this. That kind of, well, I think they should just pursue this lance, because that's the easy way to handle this. But if I can team up on this square, if they didn't have a silver in hand, this would be a lot easier.
2分、
Yesterday I kept seeing Lance 8F is a Joseki move being called a proverb. And I thought that was a bit silly. But maybe it can be a proverb. Hmm. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to remove this bishop. Oh dear. Alright, so this goes here. Bishop takes, and I'm in trouble.
1分30秒、
That's not bishop takes.
1分、
I saw that. I didn't play correctly. Gold here. I could have defended better. Oops. Hmm. Ew. What's this?
30秒、
What is this? That can't have been the plan. Madness. So much madness.
20秒、
No. Maybe. I have no idea. How good or bad can this be?
10秒、
I'm checkmated. I'm so checkmated. Nope. Alright, thanks for the game. Alright, well that was sharp. Maybe there's something to learn. This is why we post our game review, and why it's important to seek out advice from humans. Because as much as there were complications in that endgame, um, I don't know. It seems like studying that particular endgame by itself isn't going to yield a lot of insights. The mistakes happened throughout the game, and it's important to learn from your mistakes. And also learn from other people's mistakes. Just like have an open mind, have an open eye, do your best. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.